Right, recording has started. Let's see if this works.
Whoa!
Okay, there we go. It didn't quite work. We are now.
I think we were getting some horrible audio.
We were getting some feedback. I had hoped that the sound would come out of the live speaker over there, but it didn't quite work.
Set up 10 minutes earlier than we did.
Okay. Yeah. It's fine.
But welcome everybody. 73rd
we're going to stop
webinar.
sharing momentarily so that we can show our faces and our costumes to everybody.
Yeah.
It is webinar number 73.
And we're here with Mr. Snowballs.
And Mr. Snowballs in the series that we have been running on behalf of the Association for Learning Technologies, Copyright and Online Learning Special Interest Group, of which we are the co-chairs. I am Chris Morrison.
I'm Jane Secker.
And we are joining you here today from Copyright Literacy Towers in the bunker. In the bunker. And it's lovely to see you all today. We've got an excellent session lined up. As ever, it is seasonal time. So I am now going to navigate back to the slides we had up there. And just to clarify, this is a Christmas special.
Yeah, in case anyone hadn't realised.
No, indeed. So we're going to do the usual copyright news. Then we have the main feature.
Catherine!
The big fat copyright quiz of the year with Catherine John. Catherine, hello.
Hello. This is about as Christmassy as I get. Christmas hat
fabulous.
And vaguely Christmas jumper.
You're looking great.
Yay. And this is your first of two copyright quizzes you're running? Christmas quizzes you're running.
Christmas quizzes, yeah.
Yeah, you're not treating our whole team this afternoon to all these copyright questions, are you?
No, some of them, but not all.
Brilliant.
Okay.
Really looking forward to it. So let's crack on because we had a slightly late start. So since we last met, what have we been up to? So the one on the left, that's a picture that I took while waiting for colleagues to join me at a meeting where I was at University of Oxford's Museum of Natural History.
Beautiful.
It's an amazing building. And you might not be able to see it in this picture. There's a tiny little sort of sphere, little circle bead thing here. And then right down the other end is like a copper sphere. And that is a scale model of the Earth and the Sun.
Oh, wow.
So that's actually, you get a sense of how far away the Earth is from the Sun.
And that museum is actually older than the Natural History Museum in London.
So I believe.
Yes.
In fact, I mentioned that.
It's a fascinating fact. It's very similar.
We were hoping that would be the venue for Ice Pops in 2022. Sadly, it was not to be. I poked my head around that room and it looks amazing.
Okay.
Now that they finished
maybe at some point in the future.
It would be nice. Well, watch this space. I mean, I really wanted to say was that it's great to be back at work, great to be back at Oxford with colleagues there. And if anyone happens to be in Oxford in the coming months and wants to kind of say hello, I am going to be there now definitely there for 1 week every month, even though I work primarily remotely. So good times. Okay, over to you.
Yeah, this is me on Sunday doing the Pilgrim's Hospice Santa run along the seafront at Herne Bay with over 1,000 people dressed up in those ridiculous suits.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, that's me on the left.
Was it warm?
It was really warm.
Was it warm?
It was actually much warmer than it should have been. And wearing that suit and then running was quite a sweaty experience. I think we'll say no more about it, but it was all for a good cause.
Good.
So there we are. Yes.
It was for the Pilgrim's Hospice, wasn't it?
It was.
So a charity that's very close to my and my family's heart. So thank you very much for that.
Yeah.
If anybody does want to donate to Pilgrim's Hospice, you might not want to if you're not living in Kent, but they are a fantastic charity.
Yeah, it's one of the main hospices around here. So yeah.
Okay, so a reminder that there is the archive of all the webinars on both the UK copyrightliteracy.org blog and the alt YouTube playlist. So that's where all of that stuff is. I think everyone here knows all this stuff. So let's get on with some copyright news.
Copyright news.
Copyright news, yeah. One piece of news that isn't on here is the fact that I've actually bought a new mixer that should be arriving today that allows me to get the jingle into the live feed, the direct video feed. It may not work, but it may be its game changer potentially. Anyway,
Small kit.
Actual copyright news. This was where Jane Secker, notable copyright guru, joined the CILIP Knowledge and Information Management Group. So do you want to tell us a bit more about this event that's now been recorded?
Well, I think some of you were there, and some of you couldn't get a place because it's sold out, and probably not so that people could come here, the copyright guru, Jane Secker. But yes, it was a webinar.
Wouldn't undersell yourself.
Where we had a lawyer joining us talking about copyright and AI, and we also had someone from the NHS, Susan Smith, and me, is copyright barrier to AI. So and yeah, you can watch that. It's up on the CILIP website.
So did you come up with a simple yes/no answer at the end?
The answer is who knows.
Who knows?
It depends.
It depends. More research is needed.
It was, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Watch
it's
this
complicated.
space. It's going to run and run.
It's complicated.
Yeah, excellent.
So,
okay.
yes.
I didn't have the chance to catch up with that yet, but I really am looking forward to more on copyright and AI.
You're looking forward
later.
to my profound words of wisdom.
I'm sure. Yes, absolutely.
I think
it doesn't matter how many times I hear them. They get. It's like fine wine. It matures.
The short summary is it's complicated,
Okay.
but potentially there are more bigger issues at play, particularly in higher education, than just copyright.
Right. Well, hold that thought.
Big ethical issues.
Because the UK government has launched a consultation into copyright and artificial intelligence. So this is following on from a recent attempt from the previous Sunak government to look at putting in place a very broad text and data mining exception that would have supported AI. That then got reversed following discussions and the failure of a voluntary code to be drawn up between big tech companies, publishers, in which there were some input from libraries, research and education institutions eventually. But this is the latest iteration. They are proposing a solution that is similar to that in the EU, where there would be commercial text and data mining allowed, but giving the opportunity for rights holders to opt out. So we've already seen some very kind of what we would expect to see from the various different stakeholders in this debate. We will be having more on this.
And it's end of February, isn't it? So we're hoping to do an event in January.
It's definitely in February. It's before the end of February, though.
Yeah.
It's again, as with these consultations, a tight time frame.
Yeah.
But there's been some discussion on the list already about how institutions might be able to coordinate their responses, and we are going to be supporting that process.
Yes, hopefully January. Yeah.
So, Osmond Copyright Watch. Shall we hand over to Catherine?
I think
Catherine,
we should.
You're our
feature.
podcast follower extraordinaire, and
she's got a sort of special thing set up to detect anyone talking about copyright on podcasts.
Well, it's mainly just because I listen to it on my commute in, and ever since he called copyright the most boring topic ever in the first time it was raised in the podcast, he seems to have been talking about it an awful lot. So actually he was talking about copyright and AI in Tuesday's episode. So obviously, as a published author himself, he had very strong views about the opt-out proposals. So worth a listen if you want to hear his views on that. And we'll just reiterate, if anyone knows him, we've got our eye on him as a webinar guest.
Yeah, we have been talking about whether we reach out. So let us know if you think that we should be following up with Richard and see if he's got some thoughts to say about copyright other than it's boring and government are mugging him off. Then let us know. Brilliant. Okay. It's not just New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, is it?
It's not. It's Public Domain Day.
It's the day in which the copyright.
1st of January. Very exciting. All these new works coming into the public domain.
We should probably not say too much about
all
this
of them,
because it might be
come up
that
in the
some
quiz.
of this comes up later. Everybody suddenly no Googling. If you think you're anticipating what questions might come up in the quiz,
you can mention one or two.
Well, to be honest, I haven't looked it up, so
Oh,
I've been a bit
okay.
busy. Do you want to mention anyone that doesn't feature in the quiz?
No,
I
let's
wouldn't
not.
be confident of doing that correctly.
No, let's not do
That
that.
was partly
No.
the reason why I was deciding against.
Yeah.
I was trying to be subtle.
Yeah.
Talking of subtle, here's one of your little kittens.
Yeah.
Hello.
She's decided to join us with a
Of
little
course.
with a little toy in her mouth.
Fair Use, Fair Dealing Week 2025. So we're flagging this up.
Yeah.
We don't actually know when it is.
We're waiting for Kyle to.
We know when it was last year. It will be in February. It will be around
February.
late. It'll be around late February.
Yeah.
So this is just to flag it up that if you are thinking of doing something and using the Fair Dealing Week as a hook, that could work.
Yeah.
The week that I suspect it will be, I will be running a session of Copyright the Card Game at Oxford for my Oxford colleagues. So
Okay.
that's something I will be doing a sort of.
Watch this space.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But yeah, let us. I mean, the website is where you can log anything that you are doing. If you want to let us know, just contact us and or any thoughts or just kind of questions about how it works.
Yeah.
Then yeah, we do plan to commemorate that week that was set up.
We now have two.
By none other than.
We now have two cats in the basement.
Mr. Kyle K. Courtney, Esquire, copyright advisor, Harvard Libraries.
Yes.
And this is to say, we have been talking to Kyle extensively. I think we've mentioned it. Those of you who were at Ice Pops this year will have heard his absolutely amazing keynote. And we are going to Harvard next July.
We're still waiting 100%.
We are waiting
before we put anything on the website.
That's why we would have liked to have been able to announce it this side of Christmas. We know it's likely to be a stretch for quite a few people to get budget to go to the US for a conference, but it is going to be at Harvard Law School in July. It's going to be quite a spectacular event,
and it's very likely to be the middle or towards the end of July. I
think it's likely to be the last week of July. We think it's likely to be, but that's as much as we could say, and it isn't a confirmed announcement yet, and it won't be until towards the end of January, we suspect.
Okay.
All right.
But there we are.
Okay.
I think that's it for our copyright news. I think it's quiz time, isn't it?
It is the big fat copyright quiz of the year. Our host Catherine Drum. Woo!
Star of Please Only Connect.
Yep.
Yay! And here you are, Catherine, looking fabulous with your Santa hat on when you appeared on TV. Okay, so I believe this is a quiz in Poll Everywhere, isn't it?
It is. I think we're going
I will share the screen.
Put the link. Hopefully that's going to go it. Hopefully that link will work that I've just put into the chat. Yeah. And then this is where I have to admit this is the first time I shared anything in Blackboard. So hopefully this is going to work.
Yeah. So if you go to the sharing content thing, are you got a browser window that you'd like to share?
Yeah.
You can do that.
So I'm going to share application or screen, I assume.
Screen.
Yep. Yeah. And I can see that.
We've got everything. I mean, Catherine's a learning. She's an educational technologist. You know this.
Yeah, I know, but I don't.
It's one thing to know how to do it. There's another thing doing it for the first time live when you're being recorded.
Yeah, exactly. And it's not a technology I support. So.
Just be grateful you haven't got two cats wandering around in the studio like we have.
So I have clicked on the link and it is working.
I'm just gonna go with sharing my entire screen, and let's go with. Is anything sharing? I'm clicking share, but I can't see that anything is.
No, it's not yet.
No. Let me cancel and try again.
Okay.
Okay. Yes, they will be able to see the contents of my screen. That's the idea. Try sharing the window instead. Seems to be happening. Oh, whoa.
Oh, I had a feeling that would happen.
Now, can you see the quiz? Or have you?
Yeah, we can see it.
We can
see it now.
Yes, we can, but we can see the.
It just needs to go in play mode. That's fine.
That's all.
Okay, wait a moment. I'm just gonna move this tab to another window, and hopefully, hang on a moment. Bear with. I'll move that to, I've got 2 screens, and if I go into play mode,
Hooray!
yay! Hooray! Okay.
Brilliant.
So this is
made
all just very tangentially related to copyright. And so just checking that everybody has managed to actually get into the quiz and that they are ready to play before I go.
We're playing here.
Yeah, can you let us know in the chat if you're ready? Now, are we actually playing, given that we know the answers? I think we know the answer. It would be slightly unfair, given
Oh,
that
that's
some
true.
of them, some of the
I'm
questions.
just testing it's working.
Okay, good. Yeah, no cheating.
Okay.
Um,
So I have set this
we'll
up with,
try-
I think, 25 seconds for each question. Some of them I might skip forward because some of them there's just a choice between two answers. So
okay.
we're going to start off with a nice one about Moodang, the baby pygmy hippo, who hopefully you have all seen as the big internet hit of the year. But there was also a baby pygmy hippo born at a Scottish zoo, and what was it called? So get ready to answer. Was it tatty scone, haggis, tea cake, or square sausage? And nobody is allowed to make fun of my cultural heritage and its culinary masterpieces here.
Go on, Chris. What do you think?
10 seconds.
I'm starting to feel a bit hungry now. I do have some Scottish heritage there. The Morrisons of they were shipwrecked off the Isle of Lewis back when they came from the Northlands.
You're going to get your tartan out, aren't you?
Hey.
Yeah.
Okay. So the answer was haggis. Yay! 33% of you got it right. Hooray! Very good. That's actually moodang. It's not haggis. I'll see if I can find a picture of haggis at some other point. So, amateur copywriter Hannah and Liesl at the top there.
Okay. Does amateur copywriter want to reveal themselves yet, or do they? You can stay anonymous if you want to.
Oh, keep them in keep it in suspense until
closer
to the end. Okay. Yeah, keep everyone on their toes. Okay. So, a bit of a London-centric one here, but which of these is not one of the new names for the London Overground train lines? So we always just used to call it the London Overground or the Ginger Line, but they have been renamed. So we have Lioness, Mildmay, Weaver, or Huguenot. So which of these is not one of the new names? Okay, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6.
I have answered. Yes, I have answered.
Okay.
See, I knew the answer to these, but Chris doesn't because he's not seen them.
I think if there's one that we definitely.
Yeah, it was actually Huguenot is not one of them. I think Weaver is meant to kind of recognise all the various immigrant weavers that came into the capital. There we go. And I can't remember what Mildmay is.
No.
So no.
You've got no authority here, Jackie Weaver.
Oh, amateur copywriter still up there.
It's my job to heckle. It's fine.
Simon's not approaching a piece.
Okay, so this one was based on the fact that I watched the film about Kneecap, which I would highly recommend if anyone's got Prime. They won a case against Kemi Badenoch after when she was the arts minister. She blocked a grant to them. But which of these isn't a real member of the band? And I will apologise now for my pronunciation because all of their names are Irish Gaelic. So which of these is not a member? Is it DJ Provy? Is it Mo Chara? Is it Moglai Bap? Or is it Bagheera Gaeltacha? Yeah. And I didn't even learn Scottish Gaelic, so Scottish Gaelic, Irish Gaelic. I can't remember which one's which. I think it's Irish Gaelic and Scottish Gaelic, isn't it? All I can say is Kimera Hashiv Hagama Tapalef, which apparently means how are you today? Very well, thank you.
We're impressed.
That's impressive. Well,
yeah.
Catherine is Scottish.
But that is literally all I can say. So, so the one I made up was Bagheera Gaeltacha. So the other ones are actually the real members of the group. Okay, amateur copywriter keeping the lead there. Oh, but Louise K has moved up, and ABC, new members in there of the top 3. Okay, so which of these former Conservative MPs didn't step down before the election, but was voted out of office instead? So who didn't jump before they were pushed? Was it Theresa May, Michael Gove, Jacob Rees-Mogg, or Andrea Leadsom? And I think that's the only other one about politics that we've got in there. So
Okay.
We're heading towards copyright zone soon.
yeah, we're heading to copyright zone and more and some extreme nonsense.
I'm going to refrain from saying anything partisan and political. It's not the right
this
time
is
of year,
completely impartial question.
really.
And the answer was, hey, yes, Jacob Rees-Mogg. I didn't manage to stay awake to see him voted out, but I tried. I tried. Oh no, Jane. Come on.
Hey, well,
Now, is this one?
I'm letting Chris answer then, because you showed me.
Simon says finally one I had a direct influence on.
Hey.
The important thing is to always use your vote. It does make a difference.
Yes. Now, is this when we get into complete nonsense, or is this... Okay, amateur copywriter still up there. My goodness. Okay, oh no. So we've got a Greg Wallace question. Obviously was in hot water, resigned or was pushed from MasterChef. What did he describe his accusers as being? Were they middle-class women of a certain age, childless cat ladies, a monstrous regiment of women, or sluts who don't clean behind their fridges? And I'll give some extra points in the chat if anybody else can tell me who actually came up with the other phrases that were not Greg Wallace.
Is it all the same person? Because I know
no,
one
it's
of them.
not all the same person. It's numerous men. I have to say men across the ages.
Yeah.
No, none of them are Trump. Stranger. Ah, well done, Liesl. John Knox. Yes. Okay, so the correct answer was middle-class women of a certain age, which, you know, proudly describe myself as one. Childless cat ladies, that was J.D. Vance, the vice president-elect. A monstrous regiment of women, as Liesl correctly identified, was John Knox, talking about women, and sluts who don't clean behind their fridges was some member of UKIP whose name I have actually forgotten, because obviously he's not important. So how is this affecting the amateur? Can anyone knock amateur copywriter off the top of this?
I just say, I was going to say, on a sort of more partisan note, all of those people are just horrible people, clearly.
Yes.
Down with that sort of thing.
Yes. Well, not all men, Chris. Not all men.
No, not all men, but the people that said those things.
Yeah, exactly. That's what we were saying. Hashtag not all men. Okay. Okay. Oh, so we've actually got some copyright questions now. So which of the following media enterprises are not currently involved with litigation with Gen AI companies over copyright infringement? So we have CBC News, general Canadian media outlets, the New York Times, or the Atlantic. So these are the questions I didn't write.
What do you mean?
So if anybody disagrees with the answer, you know where to point the finger.
Yep. Last chance to get your answer in. There we go. And the answer was the Atlantic. Oh, everybody's been paying attention in the webinars. Well done. Hey. So now
the Atlantic are actually doing the deal. I think
they've done one of the media companies that's done a deal with OpenAI. So decided to, rather than fight them, to join them, which is a position.
And again, amateur copywriter. Although I don't think they picked up any scores in that last question. So, you know, there's still a chance to get up there. Okay.
Oh, Louise, and then Louise not far behind Louise even. So it's.
We might be coming on to the leaderboard.
Yeah.
in our own
Yeah.
quiz. We're lost currently.
Now, is this when I get into the AI questions?
It might be.
I think it may well be. Yep. So we now have 4 questions where we were having great fun at work by asking Poolpilot to write us the plots of Hallmark Christmas films. So in the next 4 questions, you have to decide: is this the genuine plot of a real Hallmark Christmas film, or was it made up by AI? And I've also generated some lovely AI images to go with each question. Don't look too closely at the faces, because actually if you zoom in on them, it's like something from hell. But okay, so the first plot is: Cheryl is a big city astrophysicist. When she goes home to her small town and hops on the town's carousel, she discovers she's time traveled back 5 years. Will Cheryl get a second chance at love? So, is this genuine Hallmark cheese, or is it an AI cheese dream?
What do you reckon, Chris?
Look, what's going on with that woman's face? Why has she only got half a face? It's just, what's
Most
this?
of the
What's
time
this?
it does weird things to the faces. We need to make these pictures bigger so you can actually see them. But yeah,
I know.
I've had the eyes all kind of weird and yeah.
Okay,
Uncanny.
so the answer to this one is, it's a genuine Hallmark film. It's a genuine Hallmark film, this one. I should have taken note of the names so that you could go out and seek them out. But I think basically if you go onto Channel 5 any afternoon in December, you'll find something with a very similar plot. So, okay, so the next one is, amateur copywriter is getting back up there. Obviously knows their Hallmark Christmas films. Okay, so the next one is: when big city event planner Emma is tasked with organising her company's annual Christmas gala in the quaint town of Winterhaven. She expects a simple job, but things take an unexpected turn when she meets Ben, the charming owner of the local inn. So, genuine cheese or AI cheese dream?
I love the fact they're called genuine cheese or AI cheese cream. I've done that
And
one.
you've answered.
I've decided what I think that one is. Yeah.
Your decision.
And what is that teddy bear? Just the face there?
Is that another?
Like,
Is it sort of partly headless?
It's kind of got a face, but it's kind of not quite right. It's just not quite right.
It won't be long before they fix all that, though. It won't be long before you won't be able to tell the difference.
Yeah. Okay, so this one, it was actually an AI cheese dream. 50-50. There we go. Yeah, nobody can tell.
It seemed a bit bland, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
Have you never seen a Hallmark film?
Well, okay, it's a kind of spicy bland. I mean, my son's eating some mac and cheese bites last night, and I had a taste. That was the blandest thing I've ever tasted. It was just matter.
Oh dear. Okay, so next one is, amateur copywriter. I think possibly Secrets Hallmark movie fan there.
Is amateur copywriter an AI?
Okay, so Nick, a successful but lonely architect, returns to his hometown after many years away to renovate its historic library. Working on the project, he meets Sarah, the spirited librarian who's determined to preserve the library's charm. So, again, genuine cheese or AI cheese dream?
Look at them! Look at them! Look at that lovely couple.
That just sounds like
you've got that jumper, Chris.
I have.
You have that jumper.
I'm sure I've witnessed this happening at work.
You've been fed into an AI, and that's you.
You think so?
Yeah.
No.
You're a lonely architect in an AI dream.
So I think everybody's voted, so I'll skip on. This one again, AI cheese dream. Yeah. Okay, so we have
left hand. It's not particularly bigger than my
candles in a library, though. That's a bit of a fire hazard, isn't it?
I know.
Yeah.
I know. Okay, so amateur copywriter, still up there. Okay, With Christmas just weeks away, the architecture firm Taylor works for enters her in a gingerbread house contest. Taylor's forced to work with Adam, local baker and single dad.
Oh, I
Hallmark
love the
cheese or-
picture of this one.
I want this to be real, because I want them to actually build a giant gingerbread house and then live
I think,
in it.
I
like
think,
gingerbread.
yeah.
I
I think
love
everybody.
it.
I
love
think
it.
everybody's voted, so I'm gonna jump on. This one is a genuine Hallmark one. You can watch it, Chris.
Oh, we
You
can
can
watch
watch
this
it.
one. Yeah, that's our afternoon
Yeah.
sorted.
Mm.
Yeah, Jane was very disappointed that the one about the spirited librarian wasn't real, because
Yeah,
she wanted to watch that one. But Jane, I have found one called A Christmas Charade, which has a librarian who has to go undercover with an FBI agent at Christmas. So,
Oh my goodness.
so you can look out for that one instead. So
Okay, thank you.
okay,
That's
so
my
we're
Christmas
going away
viewing.
from AI nonsense for a while. An amateur copywriter obviously knows their Hallmark films, as does Liesel. But I think we've seen a bit of up and down here in the top 10. So you know, still a chance. You've still a chance.
There is a chance we might get on that
Okay.
leaderboard.
Well, we'll have to
Yeah.
wait and see.
Oh,
So we've got a couple of copyright ones. So Peter Pan came out of copyright in 2024, but a special provision in UK law means the play will never fully come out of copyright, as the royalties benefit which charitable cause. So we have 4 choices here: NSPCC, Bernardo's, the RNIB, or Great Ormond Street Hospital. Everybody's jumping in very quickly at this one.
Oh,
I think
yes.
everybody's voted now, so I'm gonna jump on. I won't wait for the timer to go all the way down.
Megan says she's in
Look
Bangor.
at that! Now this
Wow,
is
we
copyright
all got that
education
right. In action.
in practice. Yeah, in action.
Yeah.
Yeah, very well done. Yes, it is a special act, which means it benefits Great Ormond Street. Okay, virtually no change at the top here because everybody knew. Okay, so I'm very pleased with this next question, actually. So, Lady Chatterley's Lover came out of copyright. Philip Larkin wrote a poem, Annus Mirabilis, which starts off, sexual intercourse began in 1963, which was rather late for me, between the end of the Chatterley ban and what? Was it the launch of ITV, the Beatles' first LP, the death of Kennedy, or the Great Train Robbery? I made them all rhyme and sort of scan. So we'll see how many people had to study Philip Larkin if they did English, which I did. Oh, 2 seconds. Oh, are you voting? Oh, so the answer was yes, the Beatles' first LP.
Yeah. Which was Please Please Me, released in 1963.
Yeah. Beatles fact for you there. Okay.
Yes, not the Beatles fact.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
You can't get Chris.
Yeah,
Copyright and Beatles, that's his subject.
Yeah. Okay,
What
so
you can't
now
see going on here, Catherine, by the way, is absolute chaos. I've got both of them running around the room, chasing toys, going nuts. It must be something to do with this quiz has got them completely overexcited. So
yeah. Now this next round. It came out of us discussing the phrase "only connect" and the fact that it comes from the novel Howard's End, which Jane then got confused with Howard's Way, the classic yachting soap of BBC in the 1980s. So was it the 1980s? It was about a shipbuilding firm, wasn't it? It was about a shipbuilding firm. So apologies to any of you young folk who have no idea what Howard's Way is. But first, so we're going to have a round. So we're going to have a round of Howard's End or Howard's Way. But before we start that, they both have a particular use of apostrophes in their title. So you're going to have to first of all choose what is the correct use of apostrophes or not in the two titles. So had to obviously take it off the poster there for Howard's End. So I'm not going to
Oh,
read
God.
out the options. You can see the options.
You're the pedant. You can do the apostrophes.
I think that's it. I don't actually know the answer.
I can see people were thinking about this one. So the answer is no apostrophe in Howard's End and S apostrophe for Howard's Way. And actually, nearly half of you knew that. So well done. Okay, so we're now going to play. We now have 4 characters, and you have to say, did they appear in Howard's End or Howard's Way? So first of all, amateur copywriter. I keep forgetting the leaderboard's going to come up each time. Amateur copywriter still up there. But that, I think Liesl, if you get one right, they get one wrong, I think it's going to be very close. Okay, so Avril Rolf, Howard's End or Howard's Way? It's 50-50 here as well. So even if you have never seen either of these, never heard of these, you've got a 50% chance.
I still I know them very well, but I still keep getting confused as to which one's which just from hearing the names of them. I studied one at A level.
Not Howard's Way, obviously. You went quite a progressive school, didn't you? I think. Yeah.
The theme tune's brilliant. Simon May and his orchestra.
Yeah, I was hoping we were going to get the theme tune played out at some point, but
at some point.
All we can sort of.
Yeah, so Avril was in Howard's Way, correct. And amateur copywriter still up there. Oh, guest 378 creeping up. All right, Howard's End or Howard's Way? Henry Wilcox. I'm gonna make this one a bit faster. I'm not gonna wait the whole 30 seconds. I think I'll give you 20 seconds instead. So get in there. In fact, I'm keeping an eye on how many people have voted. Oh, someone's reconsidering. All right, I'm gonna give you till 10-second countdown. Okay, so that way. Oh, very good. Yep, Henry Wilcox is Howard's End.
Was that the part Anthony Hopkins played?
Yes, or Matthew McFadden, if you're thinking about the recent BBC adaptation. Okay, Howard's End or Howard's Way? Percy Cahill.
Oh, Diane's saying her page hasn't moved on. You might have to do a refresh.
Oh,
Diane.
It's moved on for us.
Yeah, we've got it open on a phone.
Yeah, try a refresh. I see that Simon is singing along virtually in the chat.
He's always there.
His idea of the Howard's Way thing. Oh, okay, Diane, hopefully that hasn't. Yeah. So 50-50 there. Oh,
you got that one wrong.
Yeah, it was Howard's End. Yeah. Okay, so I think this is now our. Oh, Diane, hopefully you'll get back up there. Okay, last one. Howard's End or Howard's Way?
Do you want to go for that one? And we played this with one of our colleagues in the office who was exceptionally good at the Howard's Way, Howard's End quiz, wasn't he?
He was.
I hope you're doing this one this afternoon as well.
I am doing that this afternoon as well. Yeah. So I think we've got all the votes
in.
Yeah, I'll have to explain why.
There is actually quite a deep reason why we were talking about it that we may cover later, but it will take too much time, won't it?
Yeah.
Wouldn't that only connect?
Yeah, but that has multiple references.
Chris will explain later. Yeah. Okay, so that is the end of Howard's Way or Howard's End. You'll be glad to hear. Oh no, I say it is, but of course Anthony Hopkins and Emma Thompson starred in it, so that'll give you a clue to one of the answers here. Which of the following is not a film with Emma Thompson or Anthony Hopkins in it? Because every time we talked about Howard's End as well, Jane got mixed up with another film that stars both of them.
I'm easily confused.
Waiting for one more vote to come in. Oh, someone's changing their mind. Oh, there we go.
Just to finish us off now. It's a shame you can't see us. We're swaying to it beautifully.
Yeah. Oh, lovely.
We might have to do that at the end of
Right,
this.
hang on.
Yeah. Yeah, so every time we talked about Howard's End, Jane kept getting confused with the remains of the day. So, and they have also appeared in King Lear together. So there we go. Okay, no more Howard's End, no more Howard's Way, I swear.
You
Oh,
bring that copyright.
your copyright. Oh. Okay, so this is about as close as I get to sports questions. So, how did the Paris Olympics contribute to the rebuilding of Notre Dame Cathedral? Did all the medals have a small part cut off that was then forged into a new bell? Did all the gold-winning track athletes ring a bell, which now hangs in the cathedral? Was part of the velodrome pulled up to be used as a roof beam, or was the water from the swimming pool blessed to become the supply of holy water? And I can't even keep my face straight when I read out that last one, which will probably give you a bit of a clue.
Yeah. I like that idea.
Okay. And the answer is yes, all the gold-winning track athletes and also apparently some of the rugby players, some of the rugby 7 players, rang a bell that now hangs in the cathedral. I think rather than the medals having a bit cut off, they actually had a bit of the Eiffel Tower embedded in them, so they had something extra added.
Really?
Yeah. So I hope it's all small enough parts that the tower isn't going to fall down. Maybe it's just a little bit of rust that was chipped off. Okay. Will nothing knock amateur copywriter off the top?
Amateur copywriter.
Oh man.
They're going to have to reveal themselves because they're quite definitely not amateur.
Yeah. So again, this is as close as I get to sporting knowledge. Public vote was used to describe the name of the Euros 24 mascot. What did they choose? And the picture doesn't come out very well, but there it is. He's a bear. So was it Albert, Bernard?
Created by AI.
No, it's just a badly rendered picture. Bernhardt or Barry McBareface. Obviously, he's a bear. It was in Germany. Bear with an umlaut is the German for bear. I'm probably not pronouncing it terribly well, even though I did study German.
You want to go for this one?
And bear.
That is not that. Christopher voted for Barry McBareface.
It's not Barry, it's Barry McBareface. You're not listening to what Catherine just said about an A with an umlaut over it. Sorry.
Luckily, the German public were more sensible than the British public, and they went for there we go, a better picture of him there, Albert.
Albert.
And most of you were right about that. So we only had one person going for Barry McBareface, but
thanks for clarifying.
All right. Amateur copywriter still up there. My goodness. Okay, so which of these countries hasn't banned X, aka Twitter, at some point? Brazil, Venezuela, Turkmenistan, or Uzbekistan? To be honest, this is one of those when I can't remember the answer myself, and I have to go back and I have to wait for the answer to come up. Okay, we've got everybody's voting, so I'll move. Uzbekistan. And actually, a lot of you got that one right, so well done. Yes, lots of people banning it, and COOLSIG just abandoning it instead. So there we go. All right. So every year, various dictionaries choose their word of the year. So which of these words or terms, and I've listed them in strictly alphabetical order, so you shouldn't get any hints from that, which of these was not a word of the year? Is it brain rot, brat, demure, or manifest? I think this one, when Jane and I were discussing it as well, it also exposed that I obviously spend far more time on social media than Jane does.
Did you have a brat summer, Catherine?
I tried to have a brat summer, but it's probably more of a bratverse summer, knowing me. So the answer, the answer was demure, although that did sweep social media with very demure, very mindful. So if you know, you know. I can't remember exactly which dictionary chose which one, but brain rot, which is mindless scrolling, which is how I know about demure. Brat, related to Charlie XCX, and manifest, to manifest my dreams. Okay. Still hasn't affected the standings. Amateur copywriter out in there in the lead. Okay. So again, I said there was not going to be any more politics, but this one is a bit politics related. So which music company has given out free tickets in what some see as an attempt to curry favour as they lobby against copyright reforms that might further enable the use of AI technologies? So we have Times Warner, Universal, Sony, or EMI. And waiting for one more vote. There we go. We have all the votes in. Universal. Oh, so has this one put the cat amongst the pigeons with the scores? Ooh, getting closer, I think.
It's looking like it might be unassailable, but we'll see.
Oh yes, now this is a good question.
Yes, now this question was written by AI, wasn't it, Jane?
Was we asked AI to write a co-pilot to write a question about copyright for a quiz suitable for copyright experts.
Okay.
Yeah. So see if you can, work your way through this impenetrable riddle. Which of these actions is not considered? Which of these is copyright infringement? Yeah, sorry. Which of these is considered copyright infringement?
So it's not necessarily the right answer. It's the answer that the AI thinks is the right answer.
Absolutely.
Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I would argue anyway. There's a
don't get AI to ask a copyright specialist a copyright question. Is the moral of this?
Well, no, it's quite interesting.
Yeah, it did actually. I mean, it didn't come up with anything false. It just wasn't exactly the most exciting question, was it?
A parody of Popular Song.
Well, all of those things could almost certainly have been seen.
It's got illustration for instruction.
I would say
it's read your dissertation.
It depends on what you think control lending is. Anyway, we move on from this.
Yes,
we
move on.
The answer
just
to be clear.
Yeah.
Oh, there's no catching copywriter.
All right. Which was the first US state to pass legislation insisting publishers offer ebooks on reasonable licensing terms? A little bit slower for the votes coming in on this one, but they're picking up now. This is one I would have got wrong. I didn't write this one, as you can tell. All the votes are in, and again, luckily, the right answer got the most votes. So yeah, let's see, has this affected?
And if you had attended Ice Pops, then you probably would have heard all about that from Kyle Courtney.
Okay, so which of the following did we, as in Chris and Jane, not release a copyright waffle podcast with this year? I think you should maybe go for Copyright Waffle podcast. There we go. So who hasn't been on Copyright Waffle this year?
See how many fans we've actually got.
Yeah, if you don't know the answer to this, then you're clearly not spending enough time listening to the amazing, not quite yet award-winning podcast, Copyright Waffle, available from all of your favourite podcast platforms.
Yeah. Well, obviously, a lot of people. Well, obviously, a third of our audience are listening.
Somebody's got some copyright waffle homework to do.
Yeah, John Higgs,
Yeah.
author, cultural commentator, expert on groovy, cool cultural things. Carl Magnus Palm, the world's leading expert on ABBA, and Caris Craig, who is a friend of copyright literacy, Canadian but Scottish, but in Canada, talking all about copyright and libraries and copyright exceptions and feminism. All those three from this year were excellent conversations. So I urge you, if you haven't listened to them already, I would. Kyle is on the list.
Kyle is on the
Watch
list.
this space.
Might be recording that even today.
Anyway.
So how has this?
I don't want to promise.
Okay.
Amateur copywriter still up there.
Yeah.
Okay, I think it might be an unassailable lead, but we'll see. Okay, Osman Watch. Now, have you been paying attention to Osman Watch? Which of these topics didn't Richard Osman discuss on his podcast this year? Was it Creative Commons, copyright and AI, copyright after death, or parody songs? And you know one of them because we mentioned it earlier. Okay, we've got all the votes in. So yeah, it was only parody songs that he hasn't discussed. So yeah, he's just fascinated with copyright.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll find out what his views are of them when we write one for him.
Yeah.
I'm absolutely outraged, disgusted that anyone would write a parody song.
Not paid.
Particularly one about copyright. I hate that. That's what I do.
Now, can you remember 45 minutes ago? Where is it rumoured that Ice Pops will take place this next year?
There's some good answers.
If we don't get 100% on this one, we may have to despair.
You wrote this question and then you put that in the slide afterwards, didn't you?
Know.
God. If you want a job doing properly, then actually ask Jane, because you do amazing things.
Thank you.
Yeah. When it matters.
And I am looking forward to hosting Ice Pops at the Assembly Rooms in Faversham.
It's a great venue.
It's a lovely
venue. A little bit echoey.
Yeah.
It would be nice. You could go to the Gaslight Fish and Chip Bar afterwards.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Hey, 100%. Not going to change the scores. It's not going to change the scores anyway, but glad to see you were all paying attention. So, yeah. As we were saying, hasn't really affected the scoreboard there, but I think we're on to the last question now. It's another 50-50 one. 50 being the appropriate word there. Which of the famous duo reached their half century this year? So, again, we've got a 50-50. Strangely enough, in the same costumes from last year.
Such an amazing picture.
It's brilliant. And Mr. Snowballs is there.
Yeah.
There he is in the background.
Yeah.
Oh, there's obviously a lot of okay, so all the votes are in, and the answer is so Jane, more people obviously sent you birthday cards.
There we go. Yeah. So mine is next year. If you want to put it in your calendar, 27th of July. If you want
shortly after Ice Pops.
Shortly after Ice Pops, yes. Indeed.
If you make
you can deliver all the presents then. Yeah. Mine's just a dim, distant memory. So okay. So are you ready to see the final scoreboard? Yeah. And is amateur copywriter ready to reveal their
Hey! Well done. So is there a prize?
Wow. So they want to reveal themselves.
It was Wendy!
Wow! I think we better get a prize.
I think we should. Yeah, well done.
Yeah. What would you like? Would you like a signed photograph, Wendy, of Jane and Chris? Would you like Mr. Snowballs, possibly?
Or the copyright waffle checkbook and pen?
Yes. We will have to come up with something suitable that we can. That is amazing. Very well done.
Well done indeed.
It was not just
clearly doing your homework.
Yeah.
So well done, Wendy.
Catherine, thank you. What a fantastic quiz. That was
absolutely
amazing. and we managed to just about keep it together while we had two cats savaging each other and chasing boys all around. I think I'll have to get one of them at least on the podcast, on the waffle. On the waffle? On the podcast. Here
on
we
the
go.
podcast,
On the
right.
webinar.
On the webinar. Right, so
on the waffle.
On the popple. There we are. There she is. There's Minnie. We did not put that in
VHS of Howard's Way for the winner. Let's just have a brief. We have a little bit more of the music here. Let's see if we can.
Okay. Right, we sway.
In time?
Yeah. She likes it.
No, she doesn't like the sway. Okay, that's enough of that. We don't want to get a copyright strike, especially not for playing the Howard's Way theme tune.
Take down notice.
It could happen. It could happen. Well, okay, thank you so much, Catherine. Again, that was just brilliant. Always a delight and a pleasure to have you part of the team.
Yeah. Thank you for everything you've done for us.
Simon's feeling a bit seasick with the swaying. Future webinars, we have TBC for the next 2.
We do.
But
we have potential dates.
I think we are looking at 24th of January and the 14th of February.
I popped some dates in.
So you know what date it is, even though we haven't actually worked out what's happening or who's going to be joining us.
No, well, I think the person who won the quiz will be joining us.
Okay.
That will be their prize.
We are looking at doing a session, as we mentioned, about copyright and AI and the consultation. We may be hosting that at this platform, or it may be that it's elsewhere.
Yeah.
But we definitely have colleagues from Academics Libraries North joining us to talk about copyright and AI and the work they've been doing, developing guidance to follow on from the sessions we had with Alex Fenlon from Birmingham, and there's been a lot of discussion, so we're definitely returning to that. We will of course be talking about copyright anxiety, the research project that people will know we've been working with Amanda Wackeruk from the University of Alberta,
and that'll be an afternoon.
That'll be an afternoon one, but that'll be later in the year. So
we know what everybody likes for us to end with, don't
yes,
they?
Indeed. So that's the future webinars. So here's a lovely picture of what it looks like when Jade and I are in full musical swing. This was a picture from inside the IPO's karaoke shower, wasn't it? At the back in the anniversary of the 1988 Act. So it was 2018.
So
it was quite
back in the days where I couldn't play the guitar. So
what that is it's a sign that we are going to play some music. We have not rehearsed.
We have not.
And we just want to be clear that it's beyond 12 o'clock.
So feel free to leave.
You can leave if you want to.
Yeah.
It'll be a good. And I brought all my pedals and everything with me to play guitar. So sounds quite good, doesn't it?
That sounds not bad at all.
It does sound all right. I think it's probably a bit too much gain there. Right, so do you want to start off?
No, I think you're going to start us off with the intro. So, see if everyone can work out what this is.
It's not quite in tune, is it? Right, hang on. I didn't tune it. This is magic happening here, people.
I'm just praying I am in tune.
I mean, ideally we're in tune with each other.
Oh, we won't worry about that.
No, okay.
Here we go.
Right, maybe. Strum. There we go. Shall I do the intro chorus?
Yeah, you do the intro.
You have to change the chords. You got to stay on the same chord.
Okay.
Right?
Oh.
Rocking around the Christmas tree at the Christmas party hop. Mistletoe hang where you can see every couple tries to stop. Rocking around the Christmas tree and the Christmas spirit ring deep. Later we'll have some pumpkin pie and we'll do some caroling. You will get a sentimental feeling.
I don't want to be mine at 7 days.
Joyce is singing, let's be jolly, deck the halls with boughs of holly, rocking around the Christmas tree, have a happy holiday. everyone dancing merrily in the new old-fashioned way. Then we should probably just go to the ending bit. Everyone dancing merrily in the new old-fashioned way. Okay. Merry Christmas,
Totally
everyone.
unrehearsed.
Who needs rehearsal?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for joining us. Well, hey.
Thank you very much, and we will see you all in the new year. Have a lovely Christmas and New Year, everybody. Thanks for taking part, and well done again to Wendy, and thanks to Catherine.
Yay.